Good evening, everyone. Hope y'all are having a great night. Just got done, had a couple-hour scrimmage. Thought our guys came out. It was good, and definitely good to get out and Doak Campbell. Under the lights. Everything was. We tried to simulate kickoff here in 2 weeks from now. They're at 7:30. I thought our guys had good energy. It was good work back and forth. Tried to play it as much. Like quarter, basically we had a full half and a little bit over for a quarter. Making sure we got the unexpected situations to show up and to see guys react. We did hold some guys on the defensive front. Here tonight, wanted to really get a view of some of the guys that are battling for positions and spots. And you thought some guys really flashed. I thought Marcus Cushney, did some good things. I saw some flash plays. Patrick Payton, really, I'm excited about where he's coming. Offensively, it did a good job moving the ball, throughout the drives. I thought did some nice things on third downs. Still had some too many drops and missed opportunities. They're early in the scrimmage, but I thought the guys responded well. I thought the quarterbacks, they did a good job tonight. I mean, just really all of them had some explosive plays. You had to manage the game well. We had some situations where that showed up that this past week, we maybe held on the ball too much or didn't get rid of it at times when we could have. And I thought I saw a conscious effort from those guys, really showing the maturity of the experiences. And so I thought it was good work. Got some work in the kicking game. In our return units, and continuing to build the competition and depth that we have there, and just excited about what I'm seeing. And we've still got 2 weeks to go in preparation. As we get going here this next week. Tomorrow will be off, first day of school. But come Tuesday, it'll be a little bit of a modified game week, and we'll still get some good work as we prepare. But start getting an early introduction into Notre Dame for our guys, and you're starting to prepare for what's ahead. But I like where we're heading. I don't believe there was any significant injury tonight, which is always a good thing. And the overall health of our team is trending well. So we're going to get some more guys back here this week and continuing to push towards September 5th. But with that, take questions.
First question will be from Ira.
You mentioned some of the pass rush, particularly from the newcomers. How did you feel like the offensive line did kind of balancing the other side of that?
We're getting better. And, we have some guys that, that are looking at different places. I think Rob Scott has had a remarkable camp, and he's. I know I mentioned earlier that we made a move over to the left side, and that's something that he's really taken to. We've had some great battles with him, Jermaine Kier, and he's doing a great job holding his own as he's continuing to grow and develop. But I think the continuity of the group is something that we're still pushing. I think the communication of what we're having, there up front is definitely getting better, and we've had a few guys that have had for different reasons been bangs and bumps, bruises, or been unavailable. So we've had to look at a couple different options up front, and I think that's helping the overall development of the group. But you've been really pleased, throughout the fall camp of where that group is going, and I think it's got a chance to be much improved. For where we've been, and you see the confidence that's growing in that position, each and every day.
Next will be Brendan Seminoles.
Hi, Mike. When we were out there, because yesterday DJ Williams flashed a couple times running the ball. I guess how did he look this evening, and I guess how has he progressed throughout the course of camp here?
He started in the scrimmage. He started off with a bang. He had a couple of explosive runs. You could see, he's had a really nice summer, and then coming into fall camp, just what he's done physically with his body. He's dropped, I think it was probably 12 pounds from when he first got here. I think he's moving better. His just overall confidence in what he's being asked to do. Definitely a real positive addition to our running back group. with guys like Jay Sean and Trayshawn, and then also just the versatility of LT and what he can do. It's a dynamic group, and I really like what I'm seeing from them. But he's definitely playing at a much higher level, and you could see he's another guy that's really getting more confident with each rep. We tried to feed him the ball a little bit more tonight just to see him in that situation. I thought he did a nice job.
Hey, Mike. Just now with 2 scrimmages, being able to look at everything, where would you say the biggest strides have been made from the wide receiver group overall?
I think the group is it's an exciting group. It's very young. I mean, I think we have 3 guys on our roster that are not freshmen. So I mean, some of those guys are learning as we go. But I think when you look at it, Andrew Parchment was a guy tonight that you talk about the response. He had an early drop. Wasn't kind of got down on himself and came back with a touchdown catch. A little bit later in the quarter. Just that consistency is big, and that's something that we're going to need. But you see guys like Keyshawn Helton and Ontario Wilson that are playing at a high level, as good as they've played since I've been here, and then you get some of the newcomers that are coming in that are explosive players. Kentron had a couple nice plays, but also had a couple negative plays that we couldn't have, and we just have to work towards that consistency, play in and play out. But I like what I'm seeing from the group. It is a talented bunch, and I'm excited about how they're going to continue to create the explosive plays. We just got to do that on a consistent basis.
Coach, with how you're managing the quarterbacks, are you guys able to get like an apples-to-apples comparison on how all 4 are doing?
No, absolutely. We tried to script out the different roles and the opportunities that each guys are presented. That was a big thought of this last week, to be able to we had the first week planned, and then you take it into week 2. I think it's been really good, and the repetitions that some of the younger quarterbacks have gotten with the first group has really helped them progress. And tonight was a big part of it as well. And I think you see some of that confidence. You see the confidence in older quarterbacks and just what they're being asked to do, how they're playing. But it's all in all, it's been exciting to see that progression.
Coach, you mentioned tonight was really about getting those players fighting for positions, those reps that they need. Is there anybody who's particularly sticking out tonight or even over the course of camp that tonight you saw that response you needed?
Well, it'll be easier to go when they're going back on been seeing on film, just in the consistency, play in and play out. But I mentioned a couple of those guys on the defensive front that I was really excited about. I'll be interested to see guys like Cortez Andrews and really how he played. Got a lot of extensive work. As you sit there and you look at the defensive backfield, Kevin Knowles flashed. Did some good things. Shaheem Brown came up with an interception again tonight. There's some things he's got to continue to clean up, but I'm excited about the progression of what he's doing. Jadarius Green McKnight is a guy that's coming along, but we just have to have the consistency, play in and play out. I know we got guys on the offensive side. I know we kind of touched on. I like what I'm seeing from our tight end position. Jordan Wilson was limited a little bit last week in just what we were doing, and tonight we wanted to get him some good work. I don't know if he came away with anything in the stat line, but but it was good to see him out there, being able to work. I know he did have a couple early catches, but seeing him, put together drives and the development of some of those younger tight ends is really exciting as well.
Go back to Ira.
You said earlier that this isn't exactly game week, but it's you're kind of wrapping up the main part of the camp. How do you feel like you guys came out of those 2 weeks, and did you feel like you accomplished what you guys hoped to or close to it?
Well, you come into camp and you want to establish an identity, and the identity that we need from this football team is one that's willing to work. And it's impressive. Every day I go back and I check the all the data that we receive from the GPS, and we're looking tracking top speeds, the workload, and change of direction, explosive movements, and it's night and day. I mean, these guys, to go through 14 practices, we've made it challenging, and we want them to be uncomfortable throughout this camp, and it's long, it's early mornings, long nights. And these guys, they just continue to get up and go and push, and we're not exactly where we need to be. We've got to do a great job over the next 2 weeks to help get ourselves there. But we're taking the positive strides, and we still are a young team. We're still an emotional team at times, but you'll be able to control those emotions and go out and play at a high level, at a controlled level, but with tremendous passion and investment in the work that you're going to do and how much it means to you. So I'm pleased with where we are 2 weeks in, and but we know we got a lot of work to do here moving forward for Notre Dame.
Next will be Gene Williams from Warchamp.
Hey, Mike, with 2 scrimmages now in the books, how close are you guys to come up with that starting quarterback, and what will the process be over the next 2 weeks before Notre Dame to make that decision? That's
a great question, Gene. We're closer, and I feel really good. We're going to keep watching practice, and we're going to continue to watch those guys that who puts us in the best position to be successful here September 5th. But I'm really pleased with what I'm seeing from that group, and just the way that they're playing.
In the first scrimmage, you kind of characterized it as the defense got off to a fast start and the offense responded. Was there anything like that either way tonight, or was it back and forth the whole way?
I thought. I thought the offense did a good job moving the ball. There was some, like I said, we were. We held some of the guys on the defensive front, and so it really forced some of the guys that have been, maybe getting reps with the second group to have to go out there and play at a higher level against increased competition. And I thought the offense moved the ball well. There was some really good drives, and then there were some big stops in key moments. And a couple, there wasn't, last week the defense created more explosive plays, I would say, by creating takeaways. But tonight there were some, there was less of the mistakes that showed up there offensively in those situations, but it was good still seeing the defense fly around. So there was the right amount of back and forth, but I think it was good to see the offense be able to sustain drives even in some poor situations that were sometimes presented.
Next will be Will from WCTV.
Hey, Coach. So punter is probably not a position that a ton of people are going to focus on, but it seems like Alex is punting the ball with a lot of confidence in camps. Just how much of a weapon can having a quality punter like that be for a team?
No, it's huge, and Alex is a weapon, and I hope we don't have to use him a whole lot, but we definitely love having him. And he's, you can see just the confidence that he has. Last year as a true freshman coming in, in a new country, a new place, just going to kind of to do what he was able to do even last year. I think he's had tremendous improvement, and from his pocket punting to what he's to what he's doing, it is. He is definitely a weapon for us, and he's got a great deal of confidence that he's operating from. I think really all of our specialists. It was good tonight, to get back under the lights there at Doak and to see those guys have to kick. I think Ryan's having a great camp. Parker's really doing some nice things. We got competition at the snapping position, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun as we go through this week. But I feel like our specialists are definitely improved and have a chance to be a strength of what we're doing. So it's been a really good camp in that regards.
All right, we're going to do 2 more. Next will be Andre.
Hey, Coach. Run defense was something that obviously was struggled last year. How would you, now that you've seen in more like game simulated situations, where would you say the progress is in that aspect on the defensive side of the ball?
I think our guys they're taking a lot of ownership in that, and the confidence of what they need to do, how they need to do it. It's a group that's tough to get a whole lot of movement on, and whether they're stationary or some of the things that they're doing movement wise, in different times. I think it's exciting to see, And we have to stop the run. There's no doubt about it. That's something that is going to be huge for this football team for this year. And we know coming in game one, that's going to be a critical part of what we need to do to put ourselves in a position to even have success. So there's our guys, the confidence in what they're doing as a group of 11 and what it takes to stop the run, I think is definitely at a much advanced place than where it's been, and we've had some really good days with that, and we got to continue to work as we get a little closer to kickoff.
Last one, go to Ira.
When we're watching practices, obviously we're not seeing what you guys are seeing, or we don't know what to look for. But it seemed like in the last few practices, the offense started seeing more guys come open. You started seeing, just, I don't know, is that execution? Is that common? And have you been pleased with the way that's come along?
You're watching well, Ira. You're watching well. So I thought yesterday morning, Friday. I mean, we're seeing that growth, and when you have younger receivers, when you have the protection part of it, when you see guys working with quarterbacks, and the versatility that we have in our passing game, you want to see that development as you're going through, and being 2 weeks in, it's time. And I thought we probably threw and caught the ball as good as we had in yesterday's practice. It was impressive, and you could see those guys starting to emerge, and the confidence in what they're doing, and and how they're supposed to do it. And just that continuity with the quarterbacks and the way that they're working together, it's and that's credit to the quarterbacks as well. I mean, it's it's a fun thing when you go out to practice and you don't see a huge difference when you go to one guy to the next guy, and just the operation and the location of passes and the timing. It's really what it helps push the offense forward, and you're definitely excited about that, and it showed up tonight. We did have some mishaps and drop passes that we got to get cleaned up, because just to maintain that consistency.